This is the second attack on the Cuban embassy in Washington, D.C. And this comes at the same time that Cuba's president was in New York City speaking. He spoke at the UN, but he also spoke at an event in New York City. Miguel Diaz Canel. And anyway, Molotov cocktails have been thrown at the Cuban embassy in Washington, D.C. They don't know by who yet. The attack occurred just hours after Cuba's leader, Miguel. Oh, man, why do I keep fucking that up? Miguel Diaz-Canel. I guess the Americanized version would be Diaz-Canel, but Canel. Returned to the island, having attended events at the UN in New York last week. The embassy reopened in 2015 when the countries restored diplomatic ties, severed since 1961. So, yeah, Obama reopened the embassy, allowed the embassy to reopen. But then Trump went fucking nuts at Cuba. Biden has continued that yet again, showing that there's no difference between Democrats and Republicans, even if at first it looked like there might be because Obama reopened the embassy. But this is the second attack. When I lived like 3 blocks from the Cuban embassy a couple of years ago, a man opened fire at it and shot multiple bullet holes in the outside of the Cuban embassy. So for some odd reason, and the real reason is U.S. propaganda, but for some odd reason, people really want to blow up this embassy, which is just, it's insane and awful and horrific and just shows you how dumb Americans are. Just how whoppingly stupid Americans are. You have a socialist country that hasn't done shit to you. Nothing. Even the bullshit acoustic cannon garbage. Remember we were hearing stories about how Cuba was hitting us with acoustic cannons or hitting diplomats, U.S. diplomats with acoustic cannons, futuristic acoustic weapons. Well, the CIA has said that's not true. So even that wasn't real. So what is it you think Cuba has done to you that requires attacking them with Molotov cocktails and opening fire? But this is U.S. propaganda. This is what it does. It causes people to go insane because they don't understand what the fuck's happening in the world. This also, just comes a few years after the U.S. stole the Venezuelan embassy. I've talked about that many times. I was part of the effort to maintain sovereignty of the Venezuelan embassy for the Venezuelan government, which the president of Venezuela is Maduro. I don't know if you knew that, not Juan Guaido. And they stayed, many protesters stayed in again, this is Mario Flowers and Kevin Zeese as well. So this has been an episode where I've highlighted a lot of the great stuff they've done. But they stayed in the embassy inside for over a month. I think closer to 2 months. Maybe it was over 2 months. I can't quite remember, but it was definitely over a month. And this is while the Secret Service and U.S. forces surrounded the building, including fascist, pro-U.S. imperialism entities, efforts, assholes surrounded the building as well, and yelled homophobic and racist smears at the people inside. But eventually, the U.S. government did arrest the final 4 people in the building, occupying it with the approval of the Venezuelan government. They arrested them and tried to prosecute them, and it was a shit show because they were there at the invitation of the legit Venezuelan government. So